Hey guys, what's going on? So today I want to talk to you about a gold farming method that might not bring you in the most gold per hour, but it could give you a little bit of relief from another farm that you might have been doing for a long time. For example, I've been doing a lot of stealth tribute runs, and I've also been doing a lot of Maraudon still. So it was fun for me to do this gold farm and give something else, a new shot. This gold farm is very, very popular on mages, and you actually will kill all of the hyenas, but I did find a way of doing it as a druid. It's about 25 to 30 gold an hour, and then you could get lucky and get some better items to drop and you net some more gold. But in general, it's about 25 to 30 gold an hour, so nothing crazy, but it is kind of, like I said, another option out there for you. So we're basically going to be killing the first boss of Dire Maul North and also killing these insect packs. So the great thing about doing Dire Maul North and killing these insects is, one, they drop a lot of gray items that sell to the vendor for quite a bit, and it's actually quite surprising. And then they have a decent chance of dropping green items as well. I normally get one per run at least from these bugs, and sometimes maybe two or three if I'm lucky. But overall, pretty easy gold. You don't have to auction house anything, so it's if you spend an hour farming here, you're guaranteed 25 to 30 gold, regardless of, luck on the auction house, because you don't need to sell anything. So to a lot of people, that's something that they like because they don't have to worry about, finding buyers for different items. So overall, this run's very easy. I just start the first pack with a hurricane barkskin combo, and that will kill them. If you don't have around 4,000 HP, make sure you pre-hot yourself, because the bugs do hit pretty hard. However, they have very low health, so your hurricane will take them down pretty quick, but you just want to obviously make sure that you don't die in the process. The second pack, I just pull with Moonfires, and then I go bear form. I do this only to avoid having to wait a minute for Barkskin and Hurricane to be off cooldown. So that's kind of how I do it. I'll do a Hurricane Barkskin pull, then I'll do a Moonfire Bear Form pull, and then the third pull I will do another Hurricane Barkskin pull, and you'll see that here shortly. In terms of the gear that I would be looking for using here, guys, it's definitely beneficial for you to be a balanced spec. Your Moonfire is going to do a lot more damage, and Moonfire, Insect Swarm, and Wrath or Starfire are the abilities that you'll be using to kill the boss, and that is a good amount of time spent. So if you can make that go quickly, then that's going to help you out a lot. Obviously, you could do this as Heart of the Wild NS or even like a Feral spec. You just need to make sure you have a lot of intellect gear. In general, the gear that I'm wearing right now is some of tier 1 and then some other off pieces that have spell power on them, just to help me do a little bit more damage here and there. But as I said, it's easy enough. You just go around, kill the insects, and then you loot them up. Here is the part where it gets a little bit different from something you normally would do. We're basically going to use this rock here as a way to cause the creatures to path back and forth. So there's a ledge here, and if you stand on one side of the ledge, the creatures are going to try and run up the rock, and then if you jump to the other side of the ledge, they're going to try and run up the ramp over to the right of us. So that's an easy way for us to kill these without them doing much damage to us. Now, with the increased hitbox from Taran, you do have to be careful, because the hyenas will be able to, normally they'll get in like 1 or 2 hits if they're really close to you, even if you jump over to the ledge. So just take that into consideration when you're doing this, and that will make things go a lot smoother. So obviously I'm just dotting them up and kiting them kind of back and forth so they path back and forth. I wouldn't let them get past that tree stump there, as they can pull the boss. Now, if they do pull the boss, it's not a huge deal. You won't die, but the problem is you're already so low on mana because you've been dotting up all these hyenas, that it's a good idea to just try and make sure that they don't pull, and then that way you can drink to full before you engage the boss. Another thing that I have found is that these hyenas actually despawn fairly quickly. So if you kill them here, I would definitely jump down and loot them. If you're careful and you don't go too far and you kind of kill them right where the rock is, you'll have no problems pulling any additional mobs. So this way you can loot them before they despawn, which seems that they despawn after like a minute or two, and that can be really annoying because they drop, again, like the bugs, they drop some good grays that vendor fairly easily, or not easily, they vendor for quite a bit of money, I guess. So as you can see, I'm just drinking up now. The hyenas are now dead, and we can go ahead and pull the boss. One tip that I will give you is when we run to pull the boss, make sure you open/stand on top of that little pod that's over near the ramp, because what's going to happen is those will explode, and they have a chance to just deal some damage to you. They have a chance to have some rum-tum tubers in them, or they have a chance to spawn some lashers, and the lashers are immune to nature damage and can be quite annoying to kill, so it's good to obviously have pulled that before you engage the boss. So that's just one thing to look out for. Obviously this time when I ran over it, it didn't explode, so that means there's lootable items inside of it. So as you can see, I just pull the boss from the ramp and he begins to do his pathing. One thing I did find from doing these runs is you can actually clear almost the entire instance this way if you really wanted to. It'll take you forever, but it is possible just by using this ledge here. I was able to pull up to the third boss before I kind of said, you know, I might as well leave. There's no point in me being here. But for the best gold per hour, it's just doing this first boss here. So one thing you do need to note is that if he does get somewhat close to you like that, he will do a charge. And if you're not far enough up, he's going to knock you back behind the rock onto the ground. And then it's going to be really hard to not die to him because you're going to have to get back up. So the safest route is to just make sure that he doesn't path up close enough to you. So before he actually gets to the rock, you should probably run back. And if you do this method, you can avoid taking some damage. As you can see, I get kind of greedy here once in a while, and then he is able to charge up to me and do some damage. So definitely be careful of that, because while he might only hit you for 600 when he charges, if he crits you, it's happened to me before, I'll be sitting right around this HP, and he'll charge and crit me for, like, you know, 1400 or something like that, and that can be really rough because then you just wasted a bunch of time. Another thing to note is at 50% HP, he's going to do an enrage, and he's going to call any nearby allies. So make sure he's in this position between the rock and the stump. Otherwise, he could pull the hyenas that are further away that we haven't dealt with. Again, if he pulls the hyenas, it does not necessarily mean that you're going to die. It just means that it's going to prolong the run quite a bit, because you're going to have to deal with killing the hyenas when you have almost no mana whatsoever. And this can be obviously pretty annoying and just kind of slow your progress down. So obviously, towards the end, you're going to run probably completely save enough mana so that you can dot him up and slowly kill him that way. Again, you have to be careful because of his charge. He can kill you, and that would just be unfortunate if you get him this low and then you die. So just be careful and slowly kill him the rest of the way. You're going to have innervate for this, otherwise it's just going to take a really long time. You can see it took me around 2.5 minutes there to kill him, which obviously is not bad at all. So then go ahead and loot him. He either drops some greens, or he has a select few blues that he will drop as well. The greens are, some of them are pretty decent because they're weapons and they'll sell for quite a bit. He can drop some green weapons that sell for around 4 gold, and then he also has some blues that will sell for around 4 gold. The rest of the items sell roughly between 1 to 2 gold. So when you get the lower priced items, obviously it can kind of be a bummer, but they still will fetch you a little bit of gold. So then at this point, we are going to stealth, and we're going to run past these ogres here. We're not going to kill the drunken ogre on the right side here, as he only can drop a really lackluster offhand that doesn't really sell for much, and it's not really worth our time. So the only thing we're going to do is sneak past these ogres here, and then there's going to be 3 additional bug packs that we are going to quickly take down. Just the same exact strategy. The first bug pack, we will make sure that we AoE down. The second bug pack, we will do bear form down, and then the third, it will be another AoE. Now, my suggestion is to pull the bug pack on the lower portion of the stairs. As you can see, next to that large root that's in the ground, there is another one of those pods. So I almost die because I walk over the pod and it brings out the lashers. And like I said, the lashers are extremely annoying to kill on a druid because they're immune to nature damage. So they don't take any damage from your thorns. You can't AoE them down with Hurricane, and your only option really is bear form and using Moonfire. So it can be quite annoying to have to deal with them. So just making sure that you don't run up the stairs and kind of fight them, or fight the bugs down where my body is right now, so kind of on the lower portion of the stairs, then you'll make sure you don't pull those, and that can help you out a lot. Again, same thing with the hyenas. These corpses seem to kind of vanish after a minute or two, so I try to make sure I loot them quickly so they don't disappear on me. I don't know why it does that, probably just some clutter issues of having all these corpses around, but they do despawn fairly fast, so you want to make sure you pick up any loot off of them but before too long of time has passed. So in general, this run will take me about 12 to 13 minutes. Obviously here it's taking a little bit longer because of these annoying lashers that spawned, but at this point you basically can move on to the last 2 bug packs, clear them up, and then either run out, or if you have a second account like I do, you can just reset yourself from inside, and that obviously saves you a whole lot of time. Now, the gold is pretty solid in terms of, gold per hour, 25 to, I'd say 30 to maybe even a little bit more if you get lucky. 25 to 30 gold an hour is not bad at all, and it kind of is a nice change of pace if you've been busy doing another farm. So this is just another option out there for you guys. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you're a mage, there's several other mage guides out there that allow you to do these pulls a little bit quicker, and you can kill all of the hyenas that are down in that first area, and that will net you a little bit more gold per hour. You're probably making more like 40 to 50 gold an hour that way. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.